Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Danielle Irby. A Capitol Heights man learns his fate in court today for the shooting death of a local basketball star. Byron Scott has our story.
This case goes back to 2018, and today in court, Franklin Scott was sentenced for his role in the murder.
If it wasn't for God, I don't know how I would have made it.
For the family of Lamont Adair, today was a chance to exhale. The man who pleaded guilty to gunning him down was sentenced to life with all but 50 years suspended.
I don't wish this on nobody's mother, to have to walk in my shoes.
Adair was a rising basketball star and was set to head to China to play for an overseas team. But on August 8th of last year, as Adair was walking to a nearby basketball court, Scott drove up and opened fire. A second man, Elijah Jackson, played a role and was also charged with murder.
Monty, as they affectionately call him, was not just another member of our community. He was a father. He was a brother, he was a son, he was an uncle, he was a cousin. He was a caring person who had goals, who had hopes, who had dreams.
In his impact statement during an emotional sentencing hearing, a 9-year-old relative asked, "Why would you shoot someone in cold blood?"
We're still mourning the loss of this life.
It was his older sister who told the court she hasn't forgiven Scott and wishes she could kill him herself.
Even today, I felt like Franklin Scott was not remorseful in his appearance today in court. He was slouching in his seat, disrespectful to his own mom, and it just goes to show what you're dealing with in the community.
When given his chance to address the court, Franklin Scott stood up and apologized to the family and said every day he wishes he were dead.
Well, you should have thought about that before you decide to gun my son down. And you dying will still not bring my son back. So you can wish all that you did the crime, you have to do the time. And thank God for that.
At the courthouse, Byron Scott, CTV News.
The second week of public hearings in the House's impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump got underway today. National Security staffer Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindeman and Jennifer Williams, an aide to Vice President Mike Pence, were two of the witnesses the House Intelligence Committee heard from. Both Vindeman and Williams were listening in on that July 25th phone call between Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky.
President Trump and President Zelensky had their second call, the now infamous July 25th call. Colonel Vindman, what was your real-time reaction to hearing that call?
Chairman, without hesitation, I knew that I had to report this to the White House counsel. I had concerns, and it was my duty to report my concerns to the proper people in the chain of command.
President Zelensky emphasized that the military assistance, the security assistance, was not just important to assist Ukraine in fighting a war against Russia, but that it was also symbolic in nature. What did you understand him to mean by that?
President Zelensky explained that more than, or just equally with the financial and physical value of the assistance, that it was the symbolic nature of that assistance that really was the show of U.S. support for Ukraine and for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
The impeachment hearings continue tomorrow with European Ambassador Gordon Sondland.
The County Council revamps local fair housing laws during its final session before winter break. CB 38, which would ensure equal opportunities and eliminate discrimination in all housing accommodations, passed unanimously this morning. Meantime, the council nominated a new health officer. Dr. Ernest Carter, a Largo neonatologist, has had more than 35 years of experience delivering pediatric care. And this afternoon, legislation passed unanimously that would require local law enforcement to not honor ICE detainers in non-criminal interactions. The bill also mandates that county agencies not engage in immigration enforcement. It was a joyous day at Glenarden Woods Elementary as the school celebrated its National Blue Ribbon Award. Winning the Maryland Blue Ribbon Award at least twice, now teachers, staff, and even parents are ecstatic to win the national award. Keisha Butts has the details.
Glenarden Woods Elementary is celebrating being named a Blue Ribbon school again. It's honored this year as a national recipient, and everyone is thrilled.
We've only had 15 schools in Prince George's County that have received the national Blue Ribbon recognition, and you are one of those 15.
It's a mark of excellence.
The Department of Education recognizes schools as national Blue Ribbon recipients based on their academic excellence. So far, more than 9,000 schools in the country have received this award. Parents say one reason Glenarden Woods received this honor is because the teachers here go above and beyond.
One child who has trouble with organizational skills, and he has teachers who actually care to help him with keeping organized, so that when he comes into the classroom, they'll actually pull him aside. Hey Jade, we need to make sure that you hand in your homework.
However, 5th grade math teacher Karen Harding says having great leadership helps.
It starts at the top, and so we have a fantastic principal, and so the love kind of trickles down. So most of us have been here for between 10 and 30 years, and so we have a staff that is long-term, and we actually love what we do. So I think it shows in our work.
At Glenarden Woods Elementary, Keisha Butts, CTV News.
And 8 schools in Maryland received the National Blue Ribbon Award this year.